The air over Pripyat hung still, a silence born of absence, settling deep into the city's bones. Concrete towers clawed at a perpetually overcast sky, windows dark and vacant. This was the zone where time decayed and nature cracked the pavement with insistent green. Rust bled down forgotten amusement rides. The city was a monument to a mistake, watched by the sarcophagus. Then the fog came. Unnatural, thick, and glowing with a sickly, greenish-white pulse. It rose from the irradiated soil, swallowing light and sound, setting off alarms miles away. Satellites saw only a grey mass. Radiation sensors spiked chaotically. The fog was a living anomaly, a primal fear made real. The zone's old rules were being rewritten by this silent, creeping miasma. In urgent meetings, a decision. A team must go in before the unknown could spread. The grey shroud over Chernobyl was not just weather, it was a presence, finally awakened. We were the ones they sent in, Anomaly Team 6. When the world needed answers, when the unknown threatened to spill over, it was always us who got the call. 4 of us, each with a role, each with a reason to be here. I was Anya, team lead and geologist, trained to read the Earth's secrets. Lev, our physicist, could see patterns in chaos. Victor, the biologist, understood life in all its forms, even the twisted ones. And Dmitri, ex-military, our guide through danger and the unknown. Our insertion was clinical. A helicopter dropped us at the fog's edge, rotors beating against the silence. The world beyond was a mystery, and the air itself seemed to resist our presence. The moment we stepped out, the world changed. Air thick, lungs heavy, hazmat suits sealed tight. Every breath was a reminder of the danger, every movement slow and deliberate. Our mission was clear: enter the fog, gather data, find the source of the radiation spike, and get out alive. But clarity on paper never matches reality on the ground. As we faced the grey wall, none of us believed it would be simple. The unknown pressed against us, heavy and expectant. The only sounds, boots crunching on gravel, our own breathing echoing in our helmets, Geiger counters crackling with static. Every step forward felt like a step away from safety. Dimitri's voice cut through the static. "Comms check! Stay close. Visibility near 0. Move slow." His calm steadied us, but even he couldn't hide the tension. We stepped into the fog. It was like walking into water, cold, seeping through our suits. The world behind us fading away with every step. The world vanished, replaced by swirling grey and bobbing helmet lights. Shadows moved at the edge of vision, and the silence pressed in. Geiger counters climbed, clicks merging into a frantic whine. The readings were off the charts, more intense than anything we'd seen before. Lev's voice tight. "Readings are unstable, fluctuating wildly. This isn't normal decay." His words confirmed what we all feared. Something unnatural was at work. We were blind, walking into the heart of a storm. Every instinct screamed to turn back, but we pressed on, driven by duty and curiosity. The only certainty we were not welcome here. The zone felt alive, watching, waiting for us to make a mistake. The zone had changed, and so had we. Each step forward marked us, and we knew nothing would ever be the same again. The fog warped sound and sense, turning footsteps into distant echoes. Every movement felt muffled, as if the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to break the silence. A low hum vibrated in our chests, disorienting us, forcing reliance on failing instruments and radios. The static on the radios was relentless, a constant reminder that we were cut off from the world beyond the mist. Lev was first. "Did you hear that?" A whisper beneath the static, so faint it could have been imagined. We strained to listen, hearts pounding, unsure if it was real or just our minds playing tricks. We dismissed it as nerves until Victor heard it too, a sibilant hiss at the edge of hearing. The tension in the group grew, each of us glancing at the others, searching for reassurance. Hallucinations crept in, flickers at the edge of vision, shadows darting away. The fog seemed to twist and move, shapes forming and dissolving before our eyes. Dmitri stopped, whispering, Contact, hand on his sidearm. He thought he saw a child by a window. For a moment we all froze, caught between fear and disbelief. There was nothing but empty black squares in the fog. The windows stared back at us, hollow and unblinking, as if daring us to look deeper. Radiation spikes were erratic, high, then normal, then sky-high again. The instruments crackled with uncertainty, making it impossible to trust our senses. Lev muttered, "This is impossible. The radiation isn't from a single source. It's everywhere. It's in the fog." His voice trembled, echoing the fear we all felt. The Geiger counter's clicks became a chorus of panic. Each surge sent a jolt of adrenaline through us, as if the fog itself was pulsing with invisible danger. The fog was no longer just a barrier. It was alive, and it was watching. Every step forward felt like trespassing into something ancient and hostile. Our nerves frayed as the static grew louder. The sense of being observed pressed in from all sides, making it hard to breathe. The zone's ghosts were whispering, and we were listening. In that moment, surrounded by fog and static, we realized we were not alone, and perhaps we never had been. Fear corroded us, eating away at reason and trust. Professionalism frayed. Suspicion and panic took hold. Lev, once calm, now questioned everything. Data, senses, even us. The fog's isolation made us feel utterly alone, even feet apart. Roll calls became desperate shouts. "Anya, report! Victor, Lev!" Paranoia set in. Victor believed the fog was a sentient fungus. Dmitri saw phantom soldiers everywhere. Arguments escalated. Lev wanted to turn back. Dmitri refused. I tried to mediate, but the team was fracturing. The unity of Anomaly Team 6 was dissolving in the grey. The apparitions grew clearer, memories given flesh. I saw a girl on a swing that wasn't there, vanishing when I blinked. Dmitri's phantom soldiers became his companions. He spoke to them, calm and convinced. The whispers became words, fragments of Ukrainian and Russian, mothers calling, firemen shouting. Victor pressed his helmet to a wall, convinced he heard children's voices trapped in concrete. We shared hallucinations, spectral firefighters marching through us, a biting cold passing through our bodies. Lev sobbed. "They're real." The line between reality and hallucination dissolved. We were no longer observers. We were becoming part of the zone's haunting. The fog's grip tightened and our minds slipped further. The city's ghosts had claimed us as their own. We moved as shadows among shadows. The zone was alive, and we were its newest echoes. Time unraveled. No day or night, only perpetual grey. High alert and sensory distortion untethered us from reality. Communication with the outside world ceased. Static consumed everything. We were an island in a sea of grey, alone with failing equipment and fraying sanity. Roll calls stopped. We watched each other's helmet lights in silence. The silence became a canvas for horror, our own thoughts deafening. We haunted each other, trapped in our own minds. The silence was crushing, squeezing out every rational thought. The sense of self began to fray. My hands felt alien. My reflection was a stranger. Lev panicked, grabbed my arm. "Anya, don't leave me!" but looked right through me. We were becoming archetypes of fear, our identities bleeding together. Victor, convinced he belonged to the fog, exposed his hand to the toxic air, whispering, "It's beautiful, we don't need these suits." Dmitri tackled him, forcing the glove back on. My own reality fractured, moments of clarity, then visions of Pripyat alive, then decay. I was no longer a scientist, I was a ghost among ghosts. The fog's hallucinations became our truth. Sanity flickered like a dying candle. Our body cameras kept recording, silent witnesses to our unraveling. The final breakdown was quiet. Lev sat down, removed his helmet, and smiled as the fog swirled around him. "It's so quiet now," he said, then slumped, another statue in the city of the dead. Victor laughed, shedding his suit, walking into the mist. "I'm going home. I'm joining the choir." Dmitri watched, sidearm shaking, then turned to me. "Perimeter is compromised. We are overrun." He looked at me, blank-faced. "Hold this position, soldier. I'll draw their fire." Dmitri walked toward the Duga radar, never looking back, his light swallowed by the fog. 2 gone, only I remained. The zone had claimed them, and I was next. The cameras kept rolling, documenting the end. The last transmission was a record of surrender. I was the last one, the last light, the last breath. The world I knew had faded, leaving only echoes and shadows behind me, swallowed by the endless mist. Alone in the ruins, the apparitions gone, the whispers silent. Every step I took echoed in the emptiness, a reminder that I was truly, utterly alone. The grey was peaceful now, a gentle acceptance. It wrapped around me like a shroud, softening the sharp edges of fear and regret. I looked at my body camera, a faithful witness. Its lens, scratched and flickering, had seen everything, recorded every desperate moment. The fog thinned, revealing glimpses of another place, impossible forests, a sky with 2 suns. It was as if the zone itself was showing me a final secret, a world beyond comprehension. My helmet felt impossibly heavy, the air inside stale with fear. Each breath was a struggle, my heart beat loud in the silence. I reached up, unsealing the helmet, not a decision, but inevitability. The line between survival and surrender had blurred long ago. There was no more mission, no more team, no more Anya, only the memory of voices fading into the mist, only the grey, and its quiet promise. It offered peace, not answers. The fog rushed in, cold, metallic, gentle. It was the last embrace, the final comfort. It didn't burn or choke, it soothed. The fear faded, replaced by a strange calm. The world outside the visor was soft, blurred, beautiful. Even ruin could be gentle in the end. My helmet fell to the ground, the camera capturing the swirling canopy as the fog thickened one last time. The final image, a world dissolving into grey. The story of Anomaly Team 6 ended, swallowed by the zone, a memory card waiting for a world that would never understand. In the silence, only the grey remained, holding all our secrets.